Hello everyone and welcome to the loser bracket round 5 cross key tournament match between hycutype and sonicam. Sorry for running a bit late with this stream, but we are up and ready to go. So, that being said, say hello to our two wonderful commentators for today, Jay Copper and Residor. Say hello, you two.
Hello everybody, how's it going?
Hello everybody. This is a pretty exciting match we got here. These are two very experienced and skilled cross keys players, and both Residor and I have raced with them, and they've raced with each other probably dozens of times at this point. So, definitely looking forward to this race. This is also our first round 5 matchup in the whole tournament, so pretty exciting to see the tournament get to this point.
Yeah, hycutype is seed 8, sonicam is seed 20. They both did pretty decent in the qualifiers. Looks like hycutype is going to go to the eastern area first, and sonicam is going to do the kill a guard, get a tree pull, and check the drop by the castle. Both a little bit. Well, this castle is kind of a traditional start. The one that hycutype is doing is a little less standard.
Yeah, hycutype took this start from me. Well, essentially, I don't quite start this way. Not with this many kills anyway. But I like checking these 2 caves down here because they're pretty free. It looks like there was a small key on the island. 50 rupees is an underrated first chest because that means once you find a bomb shop, you can buy bombs right away, and bombs are like the most important thing to get immediately.
Yeah, interestingly, nobody going for the hula hand, which helps you do and a couple of other things with your resources, like doing the bottle vendor and maybe checking some hints along the way. Looks like we have Sanctuary at the Lumberjack today, so that's going to be something they're going to have to think about, whether they want a key steal. And the Hyrule Castle small key will be on their mind, and we've already found Eastern at the castle and Hera at the Lumberjack right below the Sanctuary start.
Right. You certainly can't blame sonicam for dipping Eastern immediately upon finding it, and hycutype would probably dip Hera if he had any way to hit those switches. Was that the big key of Mire? That's exciting.
Yep, and then hycutype had found the big key of Desert and Sanctuary, so we've got a couple of those already. Yeah, sonicam's got 3 items in logic he can get here, and if he can survive, he can get a 4th one. It's a little tricky with no equipment to do the dark room and actually live long enough to get that item, but it is possible. And there is a small key on the Lumberjack drop, which is at the castle, which he will probably go for after he gets done here.
Yeah, so hycutype is found at the back of Skullwoods. Just a compass there, but obviously that's a nice, easy dungeon to do once we get a sword and a fire source.
Yeah, looks like that's in Skullwoods, so he's going to head towards this one free item he can get here and then check this drop, see if it's anything that he can deal with right now. Meanwhile, sonicam's going for the dark room. We'll see if he's successful at making it through. He's already taken a hit. So.
Oh, he got some bombs. In Eastern, I didn't see that, but it's good. It looks like it's vanilla Lost Woods drop. And just 20 bucks.
Okay, sonicam has the key, so...
And he came out of that room with more health than he went in with, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think he grabbed a pot in the one dark room.
Yeah.
Does a really nice damage boost here to get this chest without any trouble there. I usually miss that at least. Ooh, hycutype has found the accessible side of Paradox Cave, but unfortunately doesn't have any bombs. If he had at least one bomb, he could just go buy some bombs in the bottom of Paradox Cave and take care of it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's someplace that he'll be heading back to pretty quickly, and in fact, he headed back there right away for some reason. But yeah, okay. Now he's changed his mind.
Got a dark cave there in the first entrance of Kakariko. Doesn't have any equipment though, so doesn't seem like he's interested in even checking out. Finds the back of desert. Has the big key, but doesn't have really anything else that he can deal with land mollas. But he's gonna key steal and possibly check the right side.
Yeah, hycutype's a pretty big proponent of saves coming in keys and such, so that's not surprising. Man, and then the Hyrule Castle, we found so many dungeons already.
Yep, and the Hyrule Castle key steal is probably definitely on everybody's mind right now.
Yeah, but we have no resources to deal with the enemies yet, so I think that's going to wait a little bit.
All right, sonicam did his sanctuary start, so he's now in the back of Skull Woods. Gonna make his way to Kakariko like hycutype is currently doing. We've got the Uncle drop here. Didn't look like it gave us anything interesting.
Yeah, I didn't see anything good. So we still got the well outstanding, but we've got four drops left, and we've also got Ganon, of course.
Yeah, right now there's only one drop that they could easily access that would have the for the well, and everything else would be locked behind something. But we'll see where it turns.
Ooh, our first item is Quake. It's a pretty useless first item.
Yeah, not gonna get them anything to start with. We got a small key to Palace of Darkness, which could possibly help them out if they find Palace of Darkness anytime soon.
Oh yeah, pod keys are always great.
Well, there's Ganon in the Magic Bats normal.
I think hycutype was a little hesitant to read this hint because he wants that bomb money, but he's got to take what's available to him, I guess.
Yeah, once he finds a Moon Pearl, he can find some cash in Palace of Darkness, according to that hint.
Yeah, it's not particularly tempting.
And sonicam actually found Paradox Cave with some bombs that he could have possibly bought more bombs with, and elected not to do so. Meanwhile, we see our first castle tower key, which again kind of leads you to think about what might be insane.
Yeah, definitely looking like something could be in the back of Escape then. Of course, we're missing a few steps, like the other key in the boots and the lamp. But man, hycutype is really hurting with all bombs here.
Ooh,
there's a glove.
Yeah, possibly early boots, maybe. Then again, that glove doesn't lock as much as people normally think it does, which you find out when you play entrance. So might still be a ways off.
Well,
we got a hint earlier that GT was a connector, and unfortunately, we have found that, but we don't have the resources to do much.
Yeah, if we find a dungeon, we can probably die and maybe do something in it, but other than that, this is mostly for exploration.
Yeah, help you build the map and check off a couple of things, maybe if they're not worthwhile. But we can get 4 items right here for good at laser skips, which I'm quite sure hycutype.
Yeah, definitely not fun to do them with 3 hearts and no boots and no cape or cane or shields or anything. But yeah, I'm gonna guess that hycutype is pretty solid at these.
Yeah, he actually did the first chest with the free iframe boost, and then just he's doing the little quick hops where you just pause for like a frame and then just keep going, and the timing just kind of works out. Gets a sword, which is a great thing to see.
Yeah, that is a fantastic find. Okay, sonicam found that same connector at the tavern. He did not go through, but we'll see if he heads there.
Yeah, he may want to check the 3 entrances at the bottom of Kakariko first. They're both really still just not finding any bombs. Hycutype's going to do these 50-50 bushes down here and see what he can shake loose.
Yeah. He gets one. He's going to farm a few more, it looks like. But sonicam found blue mail, but he used his last bomb to get it, and he's not able to check the restock hut yet. So he's going to have to farm some bombs or something.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised he didn't go for the ones in Paradox Cave since he came in there with a bomb. 7 items, plus you can get some bombs. I'd have been a... well, no, actually, I think his problem was he didn't have any rupees. Yeah, that makes more sense, maybe. He wanted to save his rupees.
I think he had like 80 rupees at the time. But, oh, here's some rupees right here. This is useful. And if we find a bomb shop down here, that would be also helpful.
Well, Hycutype does have 2 bombs now, and he knows where Paradox Cave is, and he has a sword, so it's not gonna. He's not gonna struggle at all to get the items in Paradox Cave.
Yeah.
It's possible to do it with just a couple bombs, but it's very tricky.
Oh yeah. I think I'd want to go back and get a few more rupees, probably, and so I can grab the bottle vendor's item.
I think that Hycutype already had it. He came into Kakariko with 114, so...
oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that pickup. Oh, and there's the rupees anyway, so...
Alright, sonicam going to get his Quake and his Palace of Darkness key, which we do not know the value of just yet. Meanwhile, Hycutype, I don't think he's checked this bombable hut yet. I don't remember what was in here. I think sonicam was in there.
I'm not sure that he was, because he ran out of bombs.
Oh, nope, he definitely wasn't, because I don't remember seeing this.
Yeah. I'm surprised to see Hycutype going after this chest immediately. You know, he could do the or not the chest, I suppose, as much as the getting through here. But he could do the pokey with Quake. Some Quake, which was completely useless a moment ago, now has at least a small amount of usefulness with the
Does Quake actually do something to the pokies?
It'll stun it. It'll stun the pokey as long as the pokey's on the ground.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah. So now he can just keep hitting him over and over again. Well, oh, yeah, now he reanimates, but he's going to move very slowly.
I'm still surprised that Hycutype went for this with the small amount of bombs that he does have, because he's going to have to use that last bomb to get the chain chomp chest if he really wants to get...
Yeah, he can grab a bomb, I think, in the next room.
Yeah, I think there is one under some of those pots. Oh, never mind, he's got the red boomerang, so that's just going to work out great for him. Yeah,
that's going to be unbelievably helpful. So we got Quake and the red boomerang both coming up big here in the beginning of the seed for Hycutype. That's kind of funny.
sonicam getting a bomb drop from a enemy that I'm sure he's quite happy to see. Looks like he may head towards the eastern area. We've only seen the first 2 entrances. We haven't seen the main body of the eastern area just...
Oh, half magic, nice.
Okay, so that's not really going to project or give him any progress, but it is a very nice quality of life item to have early in the season.
And now he can use Quake like 8 times.
Yeah, matter of fact, Quake will knock some of the things loose that you would normally be able to bonk loose, and there's a couple spots that could come in handy.
Oh, sonicam has finally found our first bomb shop over by Eastern.
Alright, we got 3 more entrances over this way that might show us something interesting. Meanwhile, I can't wait to see somebody actually go for Paradox Cave, because that's 7 items we can get our hands on.
Yeah, I'm sure hycutype is heading there immediately. We also found our second bomb shop. I mean, besides, these are all bomb shops over here.
Yeah, it looks like hycutype's definitely going for Paradox, and with that sword that he sequence broke, he's going to have a pretty easy time of it. May check a couple of connectors as well, since he doesn't have a lot else to do.
Blue cane is in desert. So if you use Quake near a tree or something that you would normally bonk to make an item fall out of, the item will fall out, basically.
Yeah, so the tree that gives you full magic outside of Kakariko, or say the bonk rocks outside of Kakariko that gives you a bomb, although that wouldn't be super worth to just do for one. Well, we found a connector on sonicam's side, the brother's house. This is a pretty short connector to get through. And was that at Flute 5 or Eastern?
That was at Flute 5.
Okay, so yeah, he's just gonna keep going since he's finished everything over there. Oh, meanwhile, Paradox Cave is giving us some goodies here: lamp, flippers, shovel. One of those is a fetch quest, but the lamp could come in handy if we find the old man's cave anytime soon.
Yeah, and we did already see that one dark cave. So that could be the old man's cave at the north end of Kakariko.
I think sonicam explored it and didn't try to follow it, so I don't think it was the old man, but I couldn't tell where he was exactly. He only had bombs.
Yeah, well, we might be seeing that again soon, I guess. Looks like sonicam gonna do some bunny stuff here.
Where did the other side of Paradox Cave come out? I missed it. It was somewhere in the Dark World, clearly.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, I'm a little surprised that hycutype is not going to check the bottom, but maybe he's going to check this dark cave first.
And chat, our tracker telling us it was Laser Bridge. Yeah, Death Mountain Descent. Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, I saw it and registered it, and I was like, oh, this is an important right now.
Looks like hycutype's going to turn this sword into a couple of items. Or, nope, he's going to check connectors first. I thought he was going to go for...
Maybe he's just going to set his starting point here at Death Ward, but...
It doesn't look like sonicam has found too much of interest just yet.
Yeah.
Only a few things he could really do as a bunny at any rate.
Yeah, he could go into Skullwoods and Death Abuse to turn into Link. Oh, look at that. We found the same entrance that sonicam is about to find here.
Yep, so both the ends of Hyrule Castle are going to lead us to the Dark World, so kind of interesting connectors. They hit different parts of the world too, so that's nice. And now hycutype is going to go for some items, but we'll see if either one of these guys key steals as they sync up here in Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if hycutype steals the very first key and then saves with it.
These guys took very different paths to get here, but we get to watch them do this essentially simultaneously. Although I think sonicam's going to get a little bit behind since he's having to use his bombs only.
So we are seeing the full, or at least to the next key. It's possible, I guess, that hycutype could still steal the next key, or sonicam could do the same as well. But to this point, just a normal escape clear.
Yeah, I usually like going for the second item and the second key because it's leaves you 2 items that you can get instead of just the one. But I don't know. I guess it's different schools of thought. Also, may give you more incentive to come back if you leave the second. All right. Well, they're both going all the way down, so we'll see what they do. If this is junk, I don't. I mean, hycutype's actually collected a few things I think that he would want to keep. Don't know that sonicam really has though. Oh, he's gonna save scum. Has he actually saved since Paradox Cave?
Did he? So he died when he entered Hyrule Castle.
Oh yeah, never mind. You're right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So he lost the 2 heart containers, but that's it.
Yep. So I guess we will be seeing, well, at least on hycutype side, a little bit of a save scum. We'll see what sonicam does. Probably gonna do the same thing.
Well, the next logical thing to prioritize here is finding the well, I think. And so after this drop, and probably an eastern dip, I bet we'll see hycutype go to the drop by the ferry.
Yeah, that is the only one that we can really get into, so I'm sure they're hoping that's the well. What else are we missing? The bat
Ganon?
or the ferry?
Oh, no, not Ganon. We're missing the bat and the ferry.
Yeah, bat, ferry, and well. So for their hopes, they're probably hoping the ferry's at Agatu and the well's in the one that they can reach right. Looks like sonicam is heading towards town. May be interested in a connector. No, he's going to Paradox. Actually, that makes that would be the most sensible thing on his path right now.
Yeah, it sure is.
Does have blue mail, so the mini mold arms will be able to get. He'll have a little leeway there. He could take a hit or two without being too worried. And meanwhile, hycutype has chosen to dive into Eastern to get these 4 items. Don't believe we found anything really good in here at all. Well, no, we found the Meyer Big Key, but they can't do anything with that.
Well, that's really interesting that the bomb for the to hit the switch actually killed one of the mold arms.
Yeah, now they're getting a little separated, so this might. Oh, they're back together.
Oh wow!
There we go. So they got a couple of things they could really do. The flippers seem like the most interesting thing, although they lack quite a bit of money to get to Zora.
Yeah.
I always like to follow things like the shovel pretty fast when they show up early, just in case.
Yeah, that's probably good policy.
Looks like sonicam's going to check the other drop for us if he can at least live through these mold orbs. Ooh. Yeah, not going to make it.
Pretty tough to sneak through there without getting hit once or twice.
Yeah. Meanwhile, hycutype having a slightly easier time of Eastern here, since he does in fact have the lamp. Everything is actually in logic for him here. And I think this is the first time we'll see this cave below the links.
We also just saw that the stun drop is 4 bombs, so that could be helpful.
Oh, definitely missed that. So Boomerang going to be even more utilized, I think. And I think sonicam has the same thought process regarding the shovel, because it looks like he's going that way right. I think hycutype is following in his footsteps through this cave down here. Probably won't want to go south just yet without gloves.
I would expect a fake flipper here myself, but
well, it'll be more like a real flipper, but
oh yeah, sure, a real fake one maybe.
Looks like he's gonna check the witch's hut and the drop though over there first. And what was that? A Turtle Rock small key over there from the dig spot? Not super helpful, right?
But kind of interesting when you have a couple spots of Turtle Rock access. Oh, only one is in logic.
Well, they lucked out. The well is the one that they can access right now, so that's going to be another 5 things they can get there.
Yeah. So hycutype notably cannot do Houlihan here, at least not through any normal means. He doesn't have the glove or the boots, and he's got flippers, so that's going to prevent the typical Houlihan.
Yeah, sonicam's put himself in the same boat, really. So if Zora has something that they need to get, they could have a little bit of a struggle getting the money for it.
Well, they do have the money farm south of Kakariko, so they can go there and grab the 50 there a few times.
Yeah, they're probably hoping that a 300 just kind of falls into their lap at some.
Yeah.
Or they could get a fire rod, which doesn't do anything for them right now, I don't think.
Yeah, that puts Mothula in logic once we get the keys for him. But yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot else without the the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, I think we're lacking a couple keys and a safety item technically for it to be in logic, but they could just get around that at least and get themselves a crystal or pendant and a boss kill. Although 4 heart Mothula with even with blue mails, a little disgusting.
Yeah, unquestionably, it would help to have like more swords, probably, if you're going to consider that. Oh, we found another interesting connector there on Sonicam side at the.
I think we had seen the other side of that in Kakariko or somewhere.
Oh, really?
That was the East Death Mountain Ferry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the other side of that's in Kakariko.
Oh, okay.
Well, we found an old man cave, but it's not the one they probably wanted to find first. We do get to have a little preview of where we're going to have our warp point, though, so that's actually pretty nice if you have the mirror.
What is a lassie seed?
I don't know. That's a good question. I've never heard of that before.
So we found a dam up on Dark East Death Mountain, but that does nothing for us without the Moon Pearl or the mirror.
No, it is not that kind of seed, if I'm understanding you correctly. Yeah, there's no way to sequence break the dam just...
Well, Ganon is at the well, the Smith well.
Yeah, he's at the Magic Bat, right?
Right. It's a well.
Yeah, I guess. And hycutype going to show off the little trick here with the getting wall mastered gives you link state, so you get revived. Also, sonicam has made it to one portion of desert. I think it was on Dark Death Mountain, and I think he bunny revived as well. I want to.
Yeah, it must have been at the bottom of Dark Death Mountain there. And then he bunny revived. So the bunny revival is not in logic, but it's possible that the other entrance of desert could lead to the light world, which would put what he's doing in logic, since he could use this as a connector and then go back.
Did he go into the torch room and I missed?
Yeah, he did. He got another use the same technique.
Okay. Well, there's our our blue cane we got a hint about that from earlier that doesn't unlock anything at the moment, I don't think.
Yeah, but it would put the laser bridge sword in logic once we get that moon pearl.
Yeah. Oh, there's the other side of desert, so that's in logic. Those two items are in logic: Turtle Rock Small Key and Blue Cane.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a cape or master sword to check the middle entrance. Looks like sonicam is going to check the other entrance to the desert. That's what I would be doing too.
Yep. Don't. Maybe I think hycutype might have gotten a bottle out of Skull Woods, but I don't think he got anything else yet.
He's at least got a bottle in his tracker, so.
Yeah, I think I missed that pickup. Oh, but we did get a bow, which is a nice find.
Yeah.
Totally sequence broken, but hey.
Oh, and another bottle. Okay.
Meanwhile, looks like the center of desert has popped us out of Swamp Palace. We already had a connector over in this area that we found earlier, but there's only one more entrance over here. You can check as a bunny. He's just going to go ahead and knock.
Looks like hycutype is happy with this section of Dark World exploration for now. He's going to go down to South Shore, perhaps. Or, no, he's back at Sanctuary, so I don't know what he's playing.
I think sonicam's checking the last entrance of the castle. I don't think he had checked it yet. Oh, he's going for these two items in Hera. He does have a way to open the gates. Oh, and gets a flute. So looks like Death Mountain is in our future.
Yeah, I forgot about Hera.
That'll make getting to some of the other isolated areas of Light World a little less obnoxious too. Maybe more incentive to check them without a glove. Assuming we don't find one on Death Mountain anyway.
Yeah, I think I'd be heading to Death Mountain first, probably. Old Man is in logic, even.
Yep, presuming that he's not in Hera at least.
Right.
And actually, it looks like sonicam is gonna go into the castle and do the sequence break we were discussing earlier, rather than just check the connect.
Yeah, like we were mentioning at the start, it certainly makes you wonder if there is something in the back of Escape. So we'll find that out soon. And hycutype is going to go ahead and do Mothula since he's got that extra key from his Skullwoods exploration. And like we said before, 4-Heart Moth is not exactly fun.
Yeah.
With the blue mail, but he's got the fire rod and half magic, so that can help a lot.
Yeah, his main problem is going to be the spikes more than Mothula, I think. Mothula is not as hard to avoid. The spikes are pretty bad, though, in a lot of cases.
First chest in Escape, just a piece of heart.
Getting a lot of hits in so far. I think only one of those may not have kept.
Yeah, Mothula's definitely looking like he's taking some damage here.
Already taking a couple. Oh, there we go. Got it down. Only lost a couple of hearts. Really good. Gets his first crystal for his troubles.
Yeah, any crystal 30 minutes into a cross key seed is pretty amazing.
Alright, so let's see if this is a technical Agaseed here. Well, I guess we would still not know that for sure, but there's a sword.
Yeah, that's interesting. Wonder if we're going to see hycutype do this as well pretty soon and get his second sword. But we also got a small key to Skullwoods, so that's probably logically required to beat Mothula. But Mothula, of course, didn't give us much beyond that crystal to this point.
Yeah, the Hyrule Castle key could still be somewhere, so it may still not be an Aga thing, but
right.
A little shortcut anyway. I think Hycutype's going to be more interested in Death Mountain before he dives for the sequence break of the castle, but we'll see.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
And sonicam taking a Death Warp. Let's see, where's he? Oh, he's back in town, actually. Looks like Hycutype actually is going for it, and sonicam is going to take Desert out since he has the a weapon and the big key. This is actually something that hycutype could do as well, although he may still be attempting to do a key steal.
I would expect hycutype to check the right side of desert before doing the back. Take the heart. Oh, he doesn't want the heart, I guess. He thought about it, but he would have to use 3 bombs instead of 1 to kill himself.
Yeah, 5 hearts is better than 4, but he's got a ways to go with the seed. I'm sure he'll find some health. So he already did the worst fight that he could possibly do at this particular time with his health.
Yeah, you know, they're likely to find health, and if they don't, at least it makes a good story.
Alright, we missed one of the fire rod shots, but should only take a few sword slashes, and sonicam could get us our next dungeon in. Oh, for a mirror, so ooh.
That's a pretty big find. That might be the biggest find of the seed so far.
Yep, it's not quite in logic without a desert small key, and I kind of hope for hycutype's sake that he doesn't even bother with key steal.
Yeah, we'll see what he decides to do. Like you said, I think he's probably going to go to Death Mountain pretty soon here.
So both of our runners have found a couple of big items that the other runner has not. But the mirror might put sonicam off the flute for a little while because he has a lot of Death Mountain or Dark World access that he could use it on that he may want to pursue. I don't think he's been through this connector yet, though. Actually, he's going to end up on the mountain a different way, so I guess it kind of works out either way.
Yeah. And he's on the mountain with the mirror, so there could be something on top of Spectacle Rock, and he's going to get that right away. Oh, and he has knowledge of where Swamp is. Oh, that's really funny that hycutype finds the normal entrance of the Old Man Cave. Right.
Yeah, and he's just going to go through it in case it comes out of Hera.
I think it's unlikely to come out of Hera myself. But...
Well, yeah, but he doesn't know that.
I would grab that 50 rupees on top of Spectacle Rock there, considering the money situation so far.
I guess we got a hint about the pyramid being one entrance of Turtle Rock.
What did we?
That's what chat is saying anyway. I missed it. Oh, it was in Swamp, I guess.
We've seen the 2 most important entrances of Turtle Rock so far: Laser Bridge and the big chest.
Yeah, from Laser Bridge they can get to pretty much any part of Turtle Rock they want to once they find the cave. Alright, so we got Mimic Cave, don't have a hammer, can't do anything with that just yet, and runners are going to high-five a little bit, even though they got here by a totally different means.
Oh, you know what else is going to happen here? sonicam is probably going to find Laser Bridge eventually.
Yeah, I would expect that I think it's pretty possible he'll check the Dark World entrances too if he doesn't find anything too interesting.
Huh. So this is a pretty fun contrast. They're both in pod, but sonicam has 2 small keys, whereas hycutype has 1, but hycutype has the bow as well as 2 bottles, and sonicam does not even have a bottle.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. The different paths that they're taking, because sonicam got up to the mountain sequence breaking, but he has but it was a pretty powerful sequence break because he has the mirror. But then hycutype has the flute, which is really good for travel. So it's really hard to tell who's in the best shape right now. I do like that we keep syncing up with completely different pathing, though.
Yeah. The key of Eastern. Oh, we can full clear Eastern now. That has to be high on hycutype's priorities.
Alright, well, hycutype is definitely going to do the right side here, but sonicam is unfortunately going to be left out of this.
Oh,
Unless he, well, does he not have a mimic clip, actually? I don't know.
I don't know about that. It's possible.
Well, he's walking this way, so I kind of hope he does, because otherwise he's wasting a lot of time.
No.
Oh,
he
no,
does
he
have,
had
he does have a bottle, so that's just not marked on the tracker.
Okay, never mind. So maybe that bottle the hycutype got was not from schools? I don't know.
I'm not sure. So sonicam has a clear advantage here because he can go to the back. And he doesn't have to death warp like hycutype is doing.
Yeah, the mirror is probably the nicer item to have of the two things that they've, two ways they made it up to Death Mountain.
Yeah. Flute is very rarely required in a cross key seed. Oh,
Yeah,
sonicam is save scumming this key? Why would you do that? That's weird.
yeah, I don't. I mean, he could check the big key chest theoretically, and then do the back after that, but it seems like an odd choice. I feel like I would want to wait for another key.
Yeah, I mean, I would never save scum to get to the back because you've got like 5 checks that you can check in the back. What, he's not going to the back.
Yeah, he's gonna scum this if it's nothing.
Yeah, but then he would have to. He'd have to reset. Like, just go and get those chests in the back. There's 5 items.
I mean, I didn't say it was a plan I really agreed with, but I think that was what he was going for anyway.
Yeah, he's putting that off for now, I guess.
Yeah, he had second thoughts, I think, because he hadn't rescued the old man, so he was gonna have to save scum like the whole mountain away and everything he did up here, and he was gonna have to come back in.
Yeah. So hycutype found the mimic cave. Can't do anything there yet. Oh, he also found that other pod small key. So
looks like he's gonna do the same thing.
I don't understand this.
I don't know either. Yeah, the old man. Yeah, the old man starting point is Hookshot Cave, which I don't know if sonicam knows. I can't remember which one of them came out of it.
Well, sonicam just rescued the old man a second ago, so
yeah, but one of them came out of it before without rescuing him. So I can't remember which one of them got that knowledge of where the starting point.
Okay. So I wonder if hycutype's going to check this chest, reset, and immediately flute back up here.
I would assume so, because otherwise, why even do this? I really don't understand the thought process with scumming in this particular spot, but these guys seem to be of the same mind about it.
Yeah, and I mean, they're both pretty good, so I guess it's just a little bit of extra knowledge to start. Oh, hycutype is going straight to Eastern, so
yeah, he can get another dungeon clear down. We don't know if it's a pendant or a crystal yet, but either way, always pursue a dungeon if you can.
Yeah, but it makes some sense to do this before heading back to pod, because then he can maybe get another key before he gets into pod again.
We'll see how sonicam wants to handle this. Obviously, he's going to save scum as well. I think somebody said that he was the one that came out of Old Man Cave, so he knows he can get back up on the mountain fairly easily either way. And he would actually know for sure that he can access the entire East Death Mountain as well, which I think he's about to do. Well, we got a small key to Turtle Rock. We're seeing a lot of those, but without a cane, we can't do a lot with them anyway. Oh, we got the bomb shop, and today we have Desert and Hera as our 5/6s.
That's a pretty generous 5/6.
And that is a very nice hint that tells us we don't have to do the Firelock side of Misery Mire today. Yeah, this is really going to be a very convenient save point for the old man, being able to just clean up the mountain and just come up to the mountain anytime he wants to finish up any straggling items. All right, so we got a heart container and a crystal from Eastern. So that's 2 crystals for hycutype so far.
Yeah, and we already know where at least 4 crystal dungeons are.
All right, and sonicam going right back. Going to check this cave that's usually completely obnoxious to get to, but with that save point, it's going to be very easy. And going to get another hint that's going to tell him that purple chest is crap today, so that's another great.
Yeah, he could have reset that and got his $20 back, but I guess he decided it wasn't worth his time to go through the title screen.
All right, so I thought sonicam already knew this was desert. I thought he was the one that was in desert earlier. But
I think he's realizing that he already checked that now. And hycutype has found Ganon's Tower.
where was this?
I'm not sure.
Oh, he flew to the desert area actually, so it's probably Agonist.
Yeah. I wonder what he's doing now. Is he always just gonna check over here?
Yeah, probably scouting to know whether he should rush back here with the boots or not. I guess it's the Desert Fairy Cave rather than Agnes Cave. So
right, yeah. Now that I think about it, I did see him walk in there, and I just forgot.
sonicam, meanwhile, decided to go ahead and sequence break the dam for himself with the mirror. Little known fact, you can pull levers as a Super Bunny.
Yeah, I take it there was nothing of interest in the chest.
I think it was rupees or something like that. It wasn't anything interesting. Oh, yeah, no, I don't think it was. Oh, but he can actually go in the swamp and check this item now.
Yeah, that's interesting that the dam and the swamp are so close to each other.
No luck there. Meanwhile, hycutype finally pursuing the flippers in a little more in sequence.
Yeah. Ice Palace. This is awfully interesting, considering the fire sources and the flippers.
Yeah, it does seem like a place that the seed may want you to go sooner rather than later. Although gloveless and hammerless, it usually is not very attractive.
Yeah, I mean, gloveless, hammerless, keyless, all those things. But man, the hycutype must have been tempted because he, he did he killed the first freezer, and then he decided to not go further.
Yeah, I'd be fairly tempted to just go for it. I mean, they've already checked a good amount of stuff.
Oh, another pod key. I'd be really tempted to go into pod now. I mean, I was tempted to go into pod before, but more so now.
Yep, sonicam I'm going to get the information about where this goes. Or, hycutype, I mean. And sonicam, though, is going to get his master. So yeah, I don't know. They've checked so much stuff that I would be very unsurprised if Ice Palace was not the answer for where the seed wants them to get their next big thing. And hey, we found out that the lamps in Paradox Cave. Go figure.
I bet they both like to see some money so they can finish the Flippers stuff.
Yeah, going to the Zora area without being able to buy the Zora item really does suck. Meanwhile, sonicam is going back to Palace of Darkness, so we'll get to see a few more items here. But hycutype has found desert, so he's going to go ahead and dive in here. Oh yeah, we get to see what's on the right side, although hopefully it's nothing good, because that's going to put him off the mirror.
Yeah, that's interesting. But he's definitely going to check it. He just did a death abuse, so he's got the save loaded. Small key to Turtle Rock, though, in the big chest. You lose that as well.
He's already got one. He only really needs the one, more than likely, anyway.
Yeah, I'm just in that button. Oh, a hook shot in the back of pod.
Yep, see, that is an interesting item. We don't have anything we can necessarily do with it, I don't think, that we couldn't already do, but it's a good item to have.
Oh, and of course we've got the perfect money source back here. Oh, and a Moon Pearl, wow.
So, yeah, this was not the time to save scum that particular portion of Palace of Darkness, it appears.
Well, I think we'd both be ahead in this race so far.
Probably. At least for the middle part of it.
It looks like hycutype is going to death abuse here again. Oh, he's probably going to check this entrance first, so this will be interesting to see what's at the castle. Just varies.
Explains all these pod keys we've been seeing, though, because you do need 4 to get those chests in logic, so... Which means they're actually still lacking one, but...
Is it 4?
Yeah, it's 1 for the first 2, 4 for the back 3, and then 6 for all the other ones.
Yeah, I guess it's 4 because you could, in theory, go straight to the back.
It gets a little confusing with the open and standard logic because they have all that if this then that kind of logic, so it gets a little messy, but AA has done the static keys things. All right, so let's hope there is nothing good in the second chest. First chest is so far nothing good. If he doesn't find anything good here, he may be tempted to go ahead and clear desert and get his mirror.
Oh yeah, 100% reset coming there, so the desert is probably a big priority for him now. sonicam just going through this as a connector notice? Well, that's interesting that you can hookshot that way. That's pretty cool. I've never seen that one before.
I missed what he did, actually.
He just hookshot past that the plant that has the little like quicksand trap.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that. Meanwhile, he's going to be able to put his pearl to some immediate use since he knows where a lot of Dark World connectors, or a lot of connectors are in the Dark World. So he can check Hype Cave over here, and then he can go for the 2 items that are just sitting there, the Stumpy and the Dig Game, and I think there's another entrance over there that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, and of course he's got the mirror, so he's going to be able to do a lot of stuff at the same time without having to backtrack here. Oh, but looks like we're going to do Spiral Cave immediately.
Yep. Meanwhile, hycutype is almost to his mirror, so he's probably going to also be grateful that there was nothing good on right side of it.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna be going straight to pod though. Now he does have a key that sonicam did not have, so be interesting to see. Oh, and there's our actual first glove.
All right. Well, I guess that going through Spiral Cave was the good idea.
Yeah, and we've got some interesting connector here. We found the Mimic Cave entrance. I would go through this connector, but I would check that other entrance first.
I think Sonicam was able to determine what the entrance in Kakariko was, which is the other end of this. When he was doing his, he was throwing bombs down, so I think he was getting some idea of what.
Okay, yeah. Then I
So
guess
that just
that's not
goes, yeah.
too useful.
I mean, I could be wrong. He may not have actually figured it out, but that'll just take him out to Kakariko. So hopefully he doesn't worry.
Looks like hycutype is doing a little bit of Super Bunny action here to open the dam. Wonder if he'll head east from here or head west from here with the mirror. You'd have to think he would eventually, and then end back up in pod and get his Moon Pearl.
Yeah, I think he'll do a lot of East Death Mountain first, but there's not much over there to distract him. Meanwhile, Sonicam is finally going to get his logical way up to Death Mountain and get himself some fast travel option. That'll help him get to the glove spots a little faster that he hasn't been able to check.
Yeah, so far I kind of expect that these guys are going to catch up to each other. They've both done things that the other hasn't, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that Sonicam is definitely going to get the um, like the bow out of Skullwoods pretty soon. But hycutype, it's hard to say if he's going to like go through Spiral Cave to get his glove right away, or when he's going to go back to pod necessarily. He could opt to skip it, but I bet he's going to go in there pretty soon.
And meanwhile, Hookshot Cave, which I actually missed the entrance of, didn't really give us anything. So we're going to check it as a connector. And it's Waterfall Cave. So, oh, he actually does have Zora money. So this is another way he could get up here.
Yeah, doing all of that pod exploration got him this money. Shield on the ledge. Not too useful, especially considering Laser Bridge is already done.
All right, hycutype getting that purple chest hint, so he can rest easy about having to worry about that. And today we get to figure out if Zora is giving anything good. Small key to pod, so that's the one they were supposed to get to put the pearl in. Looks like hycutype's going to do South Shore first, which is not going to be the thing that he needs right now, but he could still find something interesting over here.
Yeah, this isn't terribly helpful at all. He's going to be regretting this once he finds his other items. Doing this with the Moon Pearl and the glove from the Dark World would be much better.
Well, looks like we've got Chicken Hut, and meanwhile Sonicam is heading towards Mothula. Actually has Master Sword and a couple more hearts, so this may go a little smoother on his end. Doesn't have half magic though, so he'll have to mostly do this with the sword.
Yeah, was that half magic in Skullwoods?
I think it was in Skullwoods or some other dungeon that was sequence broken. It's somewhere in the Dark World, though, I think. All right, so hycutype is in swamp, which is right next to where he needs to be. So let's see if he goes back to Palace of Darkness. He's got a couple more keys to make it a little more interesting. I think he's gotten 2 more. I think since he was. Well, he's thinking about it. Looks like he's going there. Oh, right. Megawatt said it was in the Chomp Chest of Turtle Rock, which I forgot about. Yeah, that's where it was. So that's actually... I think it was sequence broken because he bomb jumped in there.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty easy to get there.
Meanwhile, sonicam going to activate his flute now that he's got his second crystal down. He's got a lot of options with the pearl, though, so see, can't figure out where.
Yeah. So I don't know if sonicam ever checked the restock hut and saw the big chest entrance of Turtle Rock.
Oh yeah, he may not have had bombs. I think you might be right. Oh, we got some powder though out of the harmless hellway. So hycutype deciding to go ahead and spend all the keys this time around. And he's definitely not going to want to save scum any of this away.
Yeah. It's interesting because he could like reset and then keep the get the keys back and then come back in and get the pearl again, but that seems unlikely that he'll do that.
Looks like he has Zora on his mind. At least he's going to go ahead and collect some money here.
Yeah.
I don't think we actually determined whether the bat was at the sanctuary or the Aga drop yet, or the pyramid drop.
Right.
Got mini Molnorm Cave inside of Thieves Town today with a small Ice Palace key, pod big key. So that's pretty nice. Small GT key. So a couple keys that are mostly okay for routing, and another one that is more than likely required. We don't know for sure.
Yeah. That pod big key is just a little annoying to get after having already cleared out the back. But then again, sonicam has not checked that harmless hallway chest for the powder, so he could combo that with checking the big chest.
All right, so hycutype has a moon pearl, and I don't know if he explored all these connectors yet, but one of these will put him out somewhere in the dark world that he can do some checks at.
Yeah, he's been through here because he saved scummed after going through here before.
Right.
Although I don't know that he's been through this exit.
I don't know if anybody went back to do the middle entrance of the top of the castle either. Was it desert or the castle that came out there? I want to say it was desert.
No, hycutype has seen the middle entrance of the castle, and it was just a fairy.
Oh, okay. Well, sonicam's going to get his bow pretty quick. He's in the Skull Woods, so that'll give him eastern, or an eastern full clear. Technically, you could get it. No, he already sequence broke those items in pod, so that's all it's really going to get him is eastern. Hycutype is meanwhile going to not get. Oh, never mind. He's changing his mind. He's going to be happy.
Yeah, I think the combination of he used 2 different wrong items on that. Very. But the combination of the item and some connectors still being pretty tempting here makes this interesting play.
Yeah, he's got a mirror, so it's highly unlikely that he wouldn't be able to do a couple of different things out of whatever entrance this is.
And we know that this goes to the Mineral Edge, of course.
Yeah, he's got a lot of world unexplored, so that makes it a little more tempting to deal with. I don't know if hycutype determined for sure. No, I think he went into that room with the lamp actually, so he should know where that other exit is. Alright, so I think he's chasing after a connector. Is he going to check the left side of Turtle Rock, it looks like? I don't think he actually went out of that, did he?
No, he did not. But we got to see the back of Skullwood's there, and it's just a checkerboard cave with 10 arrows.
Alright, so this is actually unlogic with the hook shot, but that is a nice little shortcut people can take to get by killing the pokies. Oh, there's the part of the Turtle Rock that is at the pyramid, so this is going to be an item he could check here. He's already checked the top of the castle, so he doesn't need to do anything with the mirror here, but don't think we've seen anything on the pod side yet over here, though.
Yeah, and he can go all the way to Catfish as well. And he hasn't been to Zora yet, so he can do that.
Alright, sonicam checking the desert ledge, and then... Oh, I guess he hasn't really checked the desert area yet, so he's going to find GT pretty soon, although he can't do much more than hycutype did in there either. Don't believe... Has hycutype checked the rock over here, though, yet? So that might be new, too. Or, well, no, obviously he hasn't. So that should be new info, I think, whatever's under here.
Yeah, gonna see a lot of new checks here in the near future.
Oh, there's a place to earn some money once you spend it all on Zora. Actually, that I would have been tempted to do a couple of runs there because he is heading towards Zora.
Well,
but he's gonna hit Pod first, so that's because
we have a hint that Pod is a cave with money, so he doesn't have to go in there.
That's a good point, actually.
It's really too bad that they don't have that GT big key, because they sure have everything else they need to go up.
I wouldn't be too terribly surprised to see it in the near future.
Ice Palace's green pendant. And pretty useless stuff from Zahastra.
Alright, so I found one end of Spectacle Rock Cave on the way to Catfish. I don't think we've seen either other end of that yet, but he's going to check Catfish and maybe Zora before he does that. I don't think he's seen the other end of Hookshot Cave either, so he should be able to check that as well when he does.
I'm not sure how big of a priority that Spectacle Rock Cave connector is going to be for hycutype.
I would imagine not a huge priority given all the stuff he could do, but Catfish, meanwhile, big key to get its tower. So
there it is. Speak of the devil.
Color me unsurprised.
Well, so what do you think's upstairs? Hammer?
I don't know. They don't have to go. Well, actually, we don't know if they have to go because we haven't figured out if Magic Bat's at Sanctuary or the drop yet. So, this could get interesting for hycutype anyway. Boots maybe. I don't know. It's probably. I wouldn't be surprised to see something good up there.
I would see either. I'm going to say either Hammer or Cane. It's up there.
So Sonicam's found Ice Palace, and he's just going to go for it.
That's pretty intriguing.
He actually has a lot more that he can do since we last saw Ice Palace. So theoretically, he could find the hammer if he kept going, but he's just going to go.
Wait. Oh, you mean a lot more that he could do outside of Ice Palace, because he could do the exact same amount inside Ice Palace as before.
Yeah. Like, since the last time we saw Ice Palace, they've gotten a lot more access is all.
Yeah.
First chest isn't really going to do us any good. He can get 3 more out of here.
Did hycutype go to Zora? He must have gone to Zora and walked back.
I don't know that he did because he still has all his money.
Oh yeah. Huh. I guess he can always just come back to that later because he's got the flute and the flippers, so he can just go
Yeah.
and walk
Zora
back up.
had a small key or something, right?
Yeah, it is a pod key.
Yeah, so that could be handy for later.
Yeah, definitely, since he's out of keys right now.
Yeah, still got a couple more that he could find that we haven't seen yet that he may not need it, but we will have to see where the other ones are. And sonicam is apparently going to have faith in the hammer showing up here because he's just going to do this bomb jump. Although it's totally understandable. Usually, if the hammer is the only thing I need to complete this dungeon and I don't bomb jump, then that's just where the hammer is going to end up being.
I pretty much always just bomb jump to be safe, just in case you get embarrassed with items in here.
We got Myershed in this rock here. No good, though. Alright, so we have one more chest, I believe, that sonicam can get anything good out of.
He just bomb jumped, and he's gonna have to go back unless I guess he's gonna get this hint and then go back into it.
I hope so, because otherwise he's going to screw himself up a little bit. Yeah, it looks like he's going back. Oh, this small key I totally forgot about. Oh, just a Meyer key though.
Did he come in to ice with a key? He did, so he's already checked that right side chest. He must have.
Yeah, he was. He would have potentially locked himself out of iced tea if he kept going the way he was going, but luckily he did not. All right, so hycutype is coming back to this side. Maybe to go through Spectacle Rock, I guess. No.
Yeah, that'd be the only logical reason to go up this way, I think.
Well, nope. He's gonna hook shot across actually.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Ooh, that's a nasty death right there. Oh, he's so deep.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, I guess hycutype hasn't seen West Dark World at all, so it makes sense for him to prioritize this.
Yeah, I highly doubt that was intentional. He was a couple rooms away from where he needed to for the last time he could reach in there. That doesn't make much sense to go all that way and not get every item.
Yeah, stealing keys isn't really a thing in Ice Palace at all.
Gonna do the Ice Rock Cave area. I don't know if he's done the Light World area at all. I think hycutype was the only one that came over here in the Light World.
So hycutype talked to a fortune teller. It was pretty interesting. I've never seen anyone do that in.
Was his health low?
Yeah, but still, like he did get the health refill. I've never seen anyone go ahead and do that.
Oh, gonna find out whether this is the bat or the fairy now. So let's see. All right, well, that's one more item that hycutype could get out of the climb. Then magic bat is below or behind the pyramid.
Found our upgrade fairy there. Well, little surprised that sonicam didn't go ahead and buy some bombs. Maybe he'll do that after this. Being at 4 bombs instead of 5. Maybe that'll prompt him to walk through.
So I'm wondering how long it may be before hycutype chases this GT big key he's found. He's got a few more things he can check over in the village that he has not yet been able to. But that is, I don't know, like the GT climb is one of those weird things that you either want to do kind of early or really late.
Oh, we can go through that bumper cave. I would want to do that now while I'm here instead of having to walk back here later to check it again.
Yeah, he can't get back through it, but there are several connectors, and a couple of them I think we know come out in the village.
Oh, and hey, that's
Or
optimal. That's exactly what you want to see right there.
Yeah, I think we got a hint that this was junk, but that's a pretty nice connector as far as like not cutting. Oh yeah, I guess hycutype hasn't found a small GT key yet. That may be a factor for him. I think sonicam was the one that found that.
Yeah. Though the small GT key, I guess that puts something in logic.
Well, the mini Helmasaur room is in logic without even one.
Right.
But you can get all the way through if you find at least the one.
Right, but that doesn't put the whole top in logic necessarily. Just allows you to do it.
Oh, but we got some boots.
Sure do.
And looks like he actually did find a GT small, so he doesn't have the one that sonicam has, but he does have one. At least I don't think he does. No, obviously he doesn't because he got boots.
So notably, those boots will give hycutype mitts. So now he'll have access to the whole mire area as well as other things like the smooth chain.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the most interesting thing on his plate for a while.
And he's going to, of course, do the boots checks right away.
Yeah, he doesn't actually need the mitts to get this since he has the mirror, so he can just go ahead and knock it out. I forget where the library was. It's in town somewhere, right?
Yeah, it was pretty early. Probably the south side of town, I think.
So we found Sick Kid, but it wasn't anything we care about, so we're going to keep moving. Meanwhile, sonicam is going to go to the pyramid the traditional way by walking over. I don't think the item over here was really worth it. He may continue on a catfish, though, and get that GT big key.
Looks like the C-shaped house got relocated slightly outside of town.
Alright, so sonicam was in here earlier. This was something. Yeah, this may be where he got that GT key, I think.
Oh, and the pod big key, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think the GT small is the only other thing that was in here.
Well, the small key to ice is also interesting too. Hycutype. It's going to be nice to have when, or if he decides to go in there. In theory, he could skip out on Ice Pal since we know it's green pendant, though Hycutype does not know that yet.
Alright, so... Okay, this must be where the mirror, or the mitts... He could pick up the Smith Chew. I don't recall where the Smith is, but he's got the flute, so it shouldn't be hard to turn him.
Yeah, I don't know where the Smith is either, but turning him in is awfully tempting, and then taking the the chest down to the south with him, since he's got a lot of exploration to do to the south. But he's got to, of course, do the digging in before he does that stuff.
We did get a hint that the purple chest is junk, so that means
Right,
makes it a little more incentive to get the smith out of the way, I think.
Yeah. He could just he could do the smith and take the smith with him, I guess, to the south.
Oh man, he's still got to check the other mirror entrance, but he just found one of the worst connectors you can find when you've got other things to do in the area, because it's a one-way connector, the super bunny.
Yeah, he's certainly going to want to go through there and get those items. So.
Yeah, you just end up cutting yourself up. Well, he's probably going to check the other stuff in the area and then come back to it. But it's just kind of annoying to see that and then have to come back to it.
I think it makes the most sense to do it right away, though.
Well, he's got Stumpy, I think, that he hasn't done, and also the South of Grove entrance that are literally right next door. So I think he's going to want to knock those out first. Everything else, there's no.
I was just thinking, like, this is the most convenient time to get to that cave, since you could have just, grabbed the rock and hopped down there and mirrored again. But, and then he could have, come back through here again in a moment after he did that. But, hey, he found Head Cave anyway. Is sonicam going to get his GT big key now? It sure looks like it. Oh, and he also got the book. That's pretty cool. Seems like it'll be immediately relevant.
Yeah, we've got a master sword, so we can collect the items that are on the tablet. Although I would expect him to not chase them right away, since he does have this connector and 2 items over here in the Super Bunny kit. Oh, he does have a shovel that I guess he hasn't checked yet.
Oh, this was a Turtle Rock key or something, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he could go to Bombo's Tower, but I think of the 2 options, he's definitely going Super Bunny. They've got other ways over to Bombo's Tower than going all this the long way. I think he's going to take the Smith for a little ride, though, through that Super Bunny cave. Or maybe up to town. If Smith's in town, he may... Yeah, I guess he's not, because he's going down here.
Yeah. I don't remember where the Smith is, but I'm sure hycutype has it marked. In fact, I could probably look at his map, but it's way small.
While sonicam does have the GT big key, so let's see what he wants to do. I think he's already been to Dark Ice Rod area, so he may be hookshotting across to the other side. Or he could... Nope, he's going to go through Spectacle Rock, which I don't think we've seen anywhere. Oh, somebody in chat telling us the Smith is right next to their house, which sounds about right. All right, 2 connectors both sides here. One's just the front of desert, and the other one is one of the bonk rocks. So neither one of those super...
Yeah, those aren't interesting. In fact, we know that we don't need any more connectors. Or, except for, I guess... we've seen what's on the floating island, haven't we? So I don't think we need that.
Yeah, so we found Mitts as well, so we don't need anything to connector to Meyer. So yeah, I think we're pretty much out of interesting connectors.
Oh, hey.
And we got a Canis Samari.
Yeah, speaking of interesting things.
Well, that lets up open a lot of GT without even doing the climb, but he's going to check out Meyer.
Yeah, so GT is right in this area, too. Plus that other rock, so maybe he'll finish up this section by mirroring at the bottom right and then doing the GT stuff. But of course, he could also pair those checks with doing bombos.
All right, big key to Harris, so Aghanim's Tower paying out immediately.
Yeah, that has to now be his new #1 priority, I would imagine, since he's got a sword in the big key, and we know that that's a crystal. I don't know that he knows that. Did he see the bomb shop?
I think so. He cleared out East Death Mountain, so I would assume so.
Okay. I didn't remember where it was, but I remember sonicam seeing it, I think.
Meanwhile, Sonicam's going to get that half magic, and I think he's done about all that he really can in Turtle Rock, but other than checking the connector, maybe I think he's going to do. Doing it the hard way, unfortunately, but he does have Master Sword, so it's not really too bad.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would ever do this once you know the bomb jump.
Yeah, Master Sword makes it mostly okay, mostly free, but this came out. Where did this come out? I don't remember. Oh yeah. Oh, we've got Thieves Town, and we do not have the big key for it, but it is 4 items that we can get, including a map to Thieves Town.
So the only dungeon we're missing is Meyer, I think.
That sounds correct. And we don't 100% know if that's even a crystal yet.
Right. I mean, more likely than not at this point, I think it might not be. It's almost 50-50.
Alright, Sonicam is in the village, heading towards where he can find his boots, I think. So he should be happy to see those.
I guess it's a 60% chance in Meyer's a crystal. He's done what we know.
Has he not been over here at all? Because he's walking away from his booth. Oh, I guess he's gonna check Graveyard Ledge first. Oh, there's Meyer though. So now we found all of the dungeons.
Yep.
We have the big key, we have the cane, we have the lamp. Hycutype can just go ahead and clear this and either get a crystal or get some information.
Yeah. It would be nice to get either a sword or silvers before having to go to Vitreous. But either way, he'll be able to handle them, I'm sure.
Yeah, Master Sword. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of hearts for the fight, but Master Sword is at least a lot more doable. We did get a hint that the left side of Meyer was junk, so we're going to go ahead and skip that. And I think Sonicam is going to go ahead and check this last drop and figure out oh, hey, Hammer. Find that the magic bat's above Aghanim. So, yeah, Meyer, whether it's a pin or a crystal, giving us a really nice prize, so.
Yeah, it's already been worth it. And we can full clear GT now. So that's pretty intriguing.
Yeah, I think that's fairly tempting. The only question is whether to go up, although without having to kill Aga 2, going up is at least a little less obnoxious. Oh wait, well then I guess we don't know if we need to do that or not.
Yeah, that's the magic bat.
I was thinking of my last race where it was saying short.
Mushroom. We haven't seen the potion shop yet.
Yeah, so let's see, we've got 6. Well, there's this castle key, so that negates the whole Aghanim debate. Sonicam is getting his boots here very soon. And yes, I would agree there is no such thing as item go mode. It's go mode or it's not go mode. Keys, items, everything.
Someone said something about spooky being set up, but doesn't look like that's coming into play here. I'm surprised that hycutype didn't refill his magic, but then again, I guess he doesn't have the cape, he just has a cane. So
Yeah, that's not going to do much other than lag the hell out of his fight, which, I mean, if you want to live, could be worth it, but otherwise, not. Don't recall if he has any potions, though.
he could put a fairy in a bottle, so at the very least, he's got some pretty good safety here.
Doing a pretty good job, though, and he does have the hammer for the second phase, so he could play a little ping pong and. Oh, I mean, never mind. He has the bow. What am I saying? Yeah, yeah, no. I don't know what I'm thinking. He's like actually using the bow, and I'm just like, oh, get the hammer out. It's fine. Wrong low resource fight. Well, sonicam going to go ahead and get his mitts. I expect he'll probably be doing a lot of the stuff that hycutype just did pretty soon. Also, that was a crystal. So, oh, there we go. Thieves Town is a pendant. So, and there was another crystal on the map that I totally missed. Looks like
swamp was a crystal.
Or pod and swamp.
It was swamp. So I think we definitely need a swamp small key.
So turtle rocks are other pendant. It looks like interesting.
Oh, pod was also a crystal. So yeah. So we need the turtle rock big key, the ice rod, and the swamp small key.
No, we don't need the turtle rock big key.
Oh no, sorry. Oh yeah, never mind. We just need the swamp small key then. Okay.
It would appear so. There is a lot of places that could be. We haven't found the dam already, so we're.
Yeah, dam is already drained by both of them.
So really, they only need the swamp small, and there's literally like an entire world that could be in, including a lot of dungeons they have not actually cleared. So this could go on for a while still.
Oh, hey.
We're gonna get some silver.
Yeah, very timely. Would have been nice to have those a few moments ago.
So I expect clearing hair is pretty high on the list. That's an actual crystal that we can do. GT would have to be right behind that.
Yeah, and also finishing pod.
Oh yeah, I guess hycutype does need a pod small key, which we know one's at Zora. We don't know where the other one is, but given the search for the swamp small, he's quite likely to run into a pod key. Actually, hair is actually pretty easy to get to. So yeah, I think he would want to do that really quick and then do GT perhaps. Meanwhile, sonicam getting his Ice Palace big key. Having already been in Ice Palace, that probably doesn't feel too great. Speaking of Ice Palace, oh yeah, I guess hycutype didn't necessarily know that's a green pendant, but he may know it's a pendant, at least. I don't think he's doing
he's going to Zara.
Well, that'll be the pod key he needs, at least.
Yeah. I'd have to think he's going to save and quit out of here and then start at the sink and go to Harem. That would be my guess, but we'll see what he decides to do.
Yep, meanwhile, sonicam inside of Thieves Town, 4 items here. I don't think there were anything great. Then I'm assuming he will end up in Mire shortly thereafter.
So sonicam did not do the smith yet, so he does not have the cane.
Oh yeah, that could be a little problematic for him actually, because the smith is like kind of a weird thing to work in at times. He was right there with the mitts, but he didn't do it. It's not too hard to get back to you, but once you ignore it the first time, it becomes a little more annoying to deal with. He will at least get his what a hammer was in Maya, right? So he'll at least get that.
Yeah, assuming it goes in, which he most likely will. Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh.
Wow.
So we might set a record here, or get really damn close anyway.
Yeah, sub 2 is definitely looking doable. Does hycutype have everything already, or is there something? It's just no mode. He's evaluating right now if he's in go mode.
He has everything. I just don't think he necessarily believes it.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be pretty crazy here.
So he just has to kill Helmasaur and kill Argus, and then he's good to go.
Yeah, I imagine he's gonna check a few chests to see if he'll get a tempered sword, like in Swamp.
Yeah, and he won't have to touch ice at all, or GT for that matter, beyond the first 2 chests that he's already checked. So
yeah,
like, gee,
not a single required thing in GT. Like maybe logically required pod small key or something is in GT, but even the first 2 chests that they already checked in GT have nothing.
yeah, doesn't have to do anything with the hammer. Like, just like what the hell? So, for the trackers, by the way, hycutype has mitts, and also the mushroom. Yeah, this should be a fairly low collection rate, I would think.
Yeah. Is it even gonna be 150? I think it's gonna be less than that.
I mean, I guess it depends on how much he really searches for a sword in Swamp, but yeah. Just, man, talk about a free seat. Meanwhile, sonicam unfortunately doesn't have that cane yet, so he's not going to be that. And that cane's kind of in a weird spot,
right?
You know, given what he's about to open up.
It's not in a dungeon or anything, that's for sure. You know, you can do lots of dungeon stuff, so you know you're usually pretty tempted to clear those dungeons, and like he's got to be tempted to go to GT with this hammer that he's gonna get. So yeah, could be a while for him. Certainly, it doesn't seem like there's much of a path for him to come back here, but I think we just got to appreciate what this seed has given us.
Yeah, I expect sonicam to end up like in Hera, in Swamp, in GT before he ever gets that cane. So I guess that's an argument for checking the Smith as soon as you can if you know you're never going to have to do purple check. I don't think that would be the first time this tournament we've seen somebody skip the Smith knowing the purple chest was dead and have it greatly affect the outcome.
Hey, those 10 arrows could be useful, maybe, if we see a missed shot or something.
Alright, sonicam has his hammer, which will probably lead him on quite the goose chase. And looks like hycutype does not give a damn about a tempered sword, so if he gets one from a boss, great, otherwise, who cares?
Yeah, he did check the one chest on the way, but that was it.
Yeah, he's gotten an idea of how free this seed is, so he may be worried that, you know, sonicam's right on his heels, so doesn't want to spend too much time messing around.
Except he wants to spend some time messing around in this Argus fight a little bit, I guess. More arrows.
Looks like sonicam is trying to figure out where he wants to go with his newfound access that he just received. Does have a lot of choices open to him. Looks like choice number 1 is to finish Palace of Darkness, or maybe?
Or
Mimic Cave too, yeah. Well, he doesn't have the Swamp Small Key, so going to Swamp wouldn't make much sense for him. Yeah, it looks like he's going to finish Pod, even though I think he only has the 1 key. No, he has 2. So he may go ahead and finish and kill Helmsaur and check the back. Meanwhile, we have another bit of sync for our runners, other than the fact that hycutype is pretty far ahead this time around.
Oh man, I hope someone clips that. That was pretty great.
That's not the first time they've synced up with super different paths this seed. They've actually done it like 3 or 4.
Yeah, but that was like frame perfect sync right there for a pretty good bit there.
Alright, well there's some powder for sonicam. He may not even... Yeah, he may not even have this, or be in Swamp before hycutype finishes. Or he may, he definitely won't. I don't think he'll be in GT, which would be his next big target after Swamp. Alright, so... sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think the world record for this goal is like 130 something, maybe?
Yeah, it's not going to be a world record, but it's going to be a damn good time.
I mean, probably the best time of the tournament.
I think all of the... I think we've set a few records this tournament, and I think all the top 5s are around the 140-ish range now, so...
Okay.
I don't know if this will be... I don't know if this will crack the top 5, but it's going to be pretty...
Yeah, that's usually how it works, Go Pop Bell. You're like, I'm going so fast, but he could be going even faster. Hycutype is really making use of those arrow drops you got in Swamp.
Alright, so that is the, oh, little red mail for extra protection during this upcoming Master Sword Ganon. But, last crystal for hycutype, so we can take the fight to Ganon now. And it's going to be a slightly long fight given that it's only Master Sword, but he's got a lot of hearts and some red mail and some silver arrows, so he will not have to do Master Sword Silverless at least, which is very obnoxious. Oh yeah, I guess he still does have a fairy. Doesn't have... well, he's going to use some Samaria strats, although that did not work. Doesn't really have the cape to help him out in phase 2, which is usually pretty nice to have, but it's still overall a pretty doable.
Yeah, I don't think the Samaria strats are quite as effective in phase 1 as they are in phase 2. I appreciate the effort though.
Well, that's a nice spot Ganon's resting right there. That'll let him get a lot of hits in. Sonicam heading towards his Swamp Small Key, which will be a lot of bait for him, really.
I wonder if Hycutype remembers he has the fairy. I mean, you don't want to use the fairy if you don't have to, but...
Well, it doesn't much matter if he remembers now because he's got to use it.
Yeah.
Looks like he's through the worst of it now, so he should be pretty good.
Right.
Phase 2 is the grossest phase of pretty much any equipment set, so... Alright, yes, we did find the silver arrows. Luckily, before going to... Alright, 2 more arrow hits, and we're going to be done for hike. Alright, get your GGs in chat for hycutype, finishing in first place.
1:45:35 for an official time. Pretty crazy. It's a SRL PB for hycutype by 5 minutes and 24 seconds.
Speaking of hycutype, GG hycutype.
Thank you.
So that seed turned out to be a lot freer than it may have looked at.
Yeah, well, I don't know how I was feeling about it early because although the pearl was kind of late,
SRL PB for
it was a lot of early crystals.
5 minutes and 24 seconds.
But I got amazing luck at the end there. I exited there. Thank you. Bonk rocks, and I wanted to save and quit to beat Hera, so I figured, all right, I'll save and quit out of the Zoria area, and I got what would have been my go mode otherwise, a pod small key. I saw it coming too. I couldn't believe that I was going to need a pod small key for go mode.
Yeah, well, you had a lot of places that pod key could show up before. You might have had to go back to Zora, but luckily you went to Zora first because that really worked out the order of those things.
Yeah, so there were 2 more out there, and I guess I would have full cleared Swamp there, Ether Tablet, Mimic Cave, and then gone to Ganon's Tower and turned in my mushroom at some point.
Yeah, I think sonicam's gonna. He didn't do the Smith, so I think he's gonna end up doing a lot of the stuff that you didn't end up having to do. Like he's already full clearing Swamp, and GT looks pretty ripe for the picking for him, I would imagine, after this.
I forget what was on the Smith.
The Cane of Samaria.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be the only thing he needs at this point, and that is not in a spot that you're going to think of doing if you didn't do it the first time you were there.
Did he... I mean, that was a little awkward, that area. Do you have an idea how he ended up not doing it?
I think he checked the mirror stuff maybe and just went for that without going back for the Smith.
Yeah, so that is a 5.5 minute personal best, and I'm surprised it's not bigger than that.
Yeah, it was a great time. Like any sub 2 is nice, but a sub 2 of that order, that magnitude is like even.
Yeah, I'd say there were 2 big things in the seed that gave you lead over sonicam. The him just forgetting the Smiths or choosing not to do them, either way. And he also dipped Ice Palace, and that was probably the most time-consuming other thing that he did that put him a little behind you.
What items did he have when he dipped it?
He didn't have hammer, so he went in there hammerless and didn't have the big key. I don't think he had the small key. Didn't actually even make it to the last chest he could get before taking a death, unfortunately. So we weren't sure if that was going to be a thing for a little while.
Yeah, that was tempting because I was running out of places that the pearl could be when I got there. But I wanted to finish up before I committed to that without the hammer and glove and big key.
So there was a small key to pod on the left side of swamp. If you would have been doing that, you would have found one there.
Maybe, but man, it would have been tempting to skip the left side in that situation.
Yeah, I can't blame you.
Yeah, it was actually interesting. You were doing the desert key steal, and sonicam just went for Land Mola, so he had mirror for a little while before you, but you had flute before him. So you guys actually took really different paths and ended up syncing up still, like 3 or 4 times. Like you ended up on the mountain at the exact same time. Him via mirror, you via flute. You know, when you actually went to do your last crystal in pod, he showed up in pod to kill Helmasaur as well, but without being in go mode, so you guys were synced up there. It was just kind of fun to watch you guys take totally different paths and then end up in the exact same spot doing the exact same things.
Yeah, I was really worried about that, both the mirror and the flute locations, because if you save and quit at a sanctuary for your first time and you got a bomb, you get that flute right away. And I had that at something like the 30-minute mark. And I did the key steal, so I deferred Landmo for a long time. So I had that mirror much later.
Yeah, you guys basically had the same length of time, I think, for you having the flute and him having the mirror. So it kind of balanced out.
So I skipped maybe as much as I've ever skipped. And I only did the 2 chests in GT.
I'm thinking you're going to be sub 150.
Yeah, it should be fairly low. Like you didn't do any of ice. Most of GT, hardly any of swamp. I mean, those are all pretty big, numbers wise.
And then entrances, I didn't do the bomb shop, dart bonk rocks, any hammer location. Didn't even do the rock on the way to desert.
Yeah, that was a Sahasrara, which told us that ice was ring pendant. There was nothing at Sahasrara at all.
Yeah, sonicam getting his crystal out of swamp, so he's only got 1 more crystal to go, but has a lot of places he can look for that cane before he thinks of the smiths. So I imagine he's going to end up in GT pretty quick. Yeah, it's kind of wild actually getting the hammer and then not actually having to check anything behind the hammer, even though you only had a small key for go mode.
Yep. So sword 9 minutes, boots 111, flute 30, mirror 50. Boots, I didn't feel terrible about that because it was behind the pearl.
Yeah, you definitely had the boots first.
Wow.
Even though he did a lot of
all right,
stuff
quick,
in the area before you.
Guess my item count.
I'm gonna say 138.
I'll say 133.
Wow.
We'll find out. It's gonna come up in 1 second. That's the
Jay Coper with the call.
Wow.
Okay. Good work.
Well, I'm gonna take half a point for guessing the 130. Uh-oh, the big key of Turtle Rock's on the left side of GT. That is not good. I mean, I guess it won't be able to do too much with that, but
so
any distractions are really.
I would guess I had that sword first.
Yeah, by a fair amount too.
Yeah, getting kicked out at GT. And then doing laser bridge. Oh, the other question I had. So I've been doing a bunch of commentary on these matches, and I've noticed that people are. I guess it didn't matter because he didn't have the sword, but people are hesitant to go after that pokey and the vanilla big key chest in Turtle Rock. And I went straight for it.
He didn't go into Turtle Rock for quite a while. I don't like. He just kind of put it off. I don't really know if he just didn't want to.
He didn't find the entrances until well after hycutype did, so that was a lot of it.
Well, did he have the kind of bomb problems I did at the start?
Yeah, it was pretty hard to find bombs for both of you. I think
because even if you did the Houlihan, there were no shops right away, so it's not like you could buy them.
Yeah, well, there was Paradox K was the best bet to get bombs, I think, at the start, but I don't think either one of you guys really went for it.
I did. I mean, I went back thinking about it, but then I realized, oh yeah, I need a bomb to open that.
Well, yeah, I think I think he was there with a bomb, and I think at one point I think you finally went there after you got a couple bombs, but he passed by it with bombs. He didn't go in there the first. So we found the ice rod on the left side of GT as well, but luckily for sonicam, he doesn't have the cane, so he can't be super distracted.
Is that now his go mode?
Yes, it is.
So just skipping Smith really hurt him.
Oh, hey, Cape was in the big chest of GT.
Did I? I'm not sure I got the GT big key.
You did. It was on Catfish.
Yeah. Oh, I'm really surprised that you're asking that, because we were talking about, you had everything to climb, and we were wondering if you were thinking about it.
I was getting real close there.
Yeah, you even had the powder, which was past Aghanim 2, so that was looking interesting.
I even have it written down that I have the big key, but somehow it was slipping my mind, and that was part of why I felt like deferring a little. I wasn't looking at my notes.
I have a feeling sonicam may be tempted to climb. Yep, he's doing it.
That is unfortunate.
We've certainly seen the Swamp small key at the Magic Bat drop at the end of Vega 2 before.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure I've seen the Swamp small key at the Vega 2 drop more than once.
I wonder if he doesn't look at IRC. Because I mean...
He might not, because
I would not do this.
I'm a little surprised he hasn't made any comment about the finish time, considering that he's got so much open to him.
Yeah, a lot of people have a policy of not looking, so he might be one of them.
About the most you can ever find up here is some logical key that the game required you to get that you didn't actually need.
Yeah, and it's not like you're going to make a game of finish in a 1 versus 1.
No,
I don't know.
It's more just a peace of mind or something.
I don't know. It could be you could at least metagame your finish a little bit, but it wouldn't obviously do you much good.
How does he not? Where was the book that he doesn't have? That was in Hype Cave or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was Hype Cave?
Pretty sure it was Cave 45.
I know he has the mushroom. I don't know if he has the. I don't know if he actually went to Cave 45. He may have been distracted by Super Bunny.
Yeah, I don't think he did that.
Yeah, that was an awkward decision there to decide what you wanted to do with Super Bunny.
You did pretty much what I would have what I would have done, is just clear the other 2 things in the area and then go back for it.
Yeah, I think I would have done something differently given my items. I didn't have the hammer to get there, but the castle exited over in that area, the left side. So that would have gotten me the easy bomb shop and bonk rocks, and then into Bombo's tablet. So that's why I took Super Bunny Cave. If I hadn't had that, I would have tried to skip Super Bunny there.
Alright, well, sonicam is a couple of rooms away from new chests here. I wouldn't be surprised to see something dumb like the Desert Small or the other pod key up here.
I don't know how the pod key shook out, but that moon pearl was behind 4 pod keys.
Yeah, so the one that you were missing was at Zora. The other 3 were available. You had already had the other 3, and the one you missed it was at Zora.
Just a Meyer key so far.
I don't even remember where the other 3 were, but they were... One was at Hobo, maybe? I think 2 of them were behind the flipper.
Yeah. Oh, a Skullwood's key. It's there's a funny logical requirement up here.
Yeah, I kind of figured there'd just be some junk key up here, but it definitely gave you all a lot of access to climb this pretty.
There is a key on the pedestal.
Oh yeah, I wonder what key that is.
I can go look now.
Because that could logically be required, really, too.
That could be terrible. Let's see what that is. What's the number by your name? Because that's 999 for me. When you've beaten the game.
By your name?
By your save file.
I mean, in vanilla, it's Des, but I have no idea what they've done with it in randomizer now.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen. So it looks like the only thing up here was a Skullwood small key that you needed to defeat Mothula. You know, logically speaking. Although I guess the magic bat could still have something interesting. Although that's actually behind 6 pod keys, so maybe not.
I hope there's a pod key on the pedestal. Hycutype doesn't know how to get there, apparently.
Listen, I got there in the end. I rarely check through the light world. Man.
So pod keys for you were in really gross places, so you lucked out pretty good by going to Zora there.
Yeah, Zora, left side of swamp, and pedestal were your options. So, yeah.
Hey, technical pedestal seed, the ones that you can avoid are the best.
I hope that powder was worth it. It did save you in the end.
I would have played Ganon a little differently if I had not had that fairy.
Yeah,
I was messing around with the cane, which I had practiced for 2 minutes, and I just don't know how to do that. So I would have been more careful with the trident.
So the magic bat just gave us the single arrow, so that would have been a very disappointing climb. Well, I guess it was disappointing for sonicam. So I'm not sure what his best option is. I mean, I think we found Mimic Cave at one point. I don't know if he did. He probably did that when he did Pond, but I didn't see it. And then I don't remember if we saw Spike Cave. Looks like he might do Bombo's Tablet.
We saw Spike Cave, but it was pre-hammer. I was just gonna go and do Cave 45 here.
Spike Cave was at the Bonk Rocks, I believe.
He's never even gone to the the flute.
Oh, he skipped Stumpy too. That was a bold move.
I guess he just.
Oh, he didn't go to K45.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
But he's really close to Smithy now, so maybe he'll pick him up.
I guess he just tunnel vision Super Bunny.
Did he not even do Super Bunny? Why did he not do any of this when he was over here? He got the mitts and...
He might have just gone straight to Meyer after getting the mitts.
I guess that's possible. It seems a little odd to skip all this easily accessible stuff when you're right here.
Didn't even do digging game.
Okay, well, I guess we found out why he didn't do the Smiths, because he just totally ignored everything south of the village like it didn't matter.
Okay, well, I mean, that makes more sense than somehow getting into this area and not checking the nearby stuff. I wonder if he got the purple chest hint.
Yeah, he did.
And after getting the red rupee, sonicam has forfeited.
I guess that answers the question.
Time for you to go.
I guess that answers the question of whether he watches IRC at least.
Yeah, at least at this point he's checked in. Not sure if he's going to come in.
Yeah, I think he may have just been checking the most accessible, easy stuff that he may have figured would have led to that time, and then
I kind of
just ran out of ideas.
Yeah, I kind of doubt he forgot, but he's done what he feels like doing after seeing the finish, probably.
Yeah, he hasn't said whether he's coming in for an interview yet, so we'll get back to you on that. Meanwhile, hycutype is going to move on to face either Jim or the winner of... well, first there's the winner of Pryor and Dante, I think. Or Dante, or however he says it. And whoever wins that race is going to face Jim, and whoever wins that race is going to face hycutype. And unfortunately, sonicam is eliminated at this time. Looks like he will be joining us shortly, though. So in the meantime, make sure you follow these runners. They've done a pretty good job putting on a show for you. And thanks to our trackers, Cool Papa Bell, Cubs Rule, and thanks to Jake Hooper for the co-commentary, and Void Kingdom and ZSR for the restream.
So when we were scheduling, both of us wanted to get this over with. And the nice thing is that the winner's now going to have a layoff. We're waiting for 2 matches, and the first of them isn't scheduled until Sunday. So this is going to give me time to at least switch controllers.
And for those who can't get enough of the entrance races, we do have a couple more coming up later today. Let me get this scheduled.
Welcome, so sonicam.
Hey.
Good game.
Yeah, good game.
Yeah, so you missed that red cane at the Smiths, and that was pretty much it.
Yep. I wasn't going to look around the whole world for that, so I was over it.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. I don't think anyone does. I mean, hycutype only had 133 locations checked, so there was a lot of stuff that he didn't do.
Yeah.
I just got really lucky with my sequencing, especially getting a pod key off of Zora.
So, yeah, other than that, that cane and maybe a fruitless ice palace dip, you guys were really close, and it was a pretty good race to watch.
Yeah, this game is like getting numb to me. I don't know. I died in Ice Palace. Like I didn't even know where the switch was. Like it was weird. I think I've just been playing this game so much. Like nothing is just. It's just like mush to me now. I don't know. I was just over it.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be back in it if you clear your head a little bit, maybe.
I haven't been playing a lot. This game is just getting a little annoying with like last locationing stuff, so that's why I kind of took a break. And I think the last seed I played was probably like the last match that I played, which was kind of a while ago. I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. It's just randomizer. It's a game. Whatever.
Haven't you been doing entrance races with Enemizer?
Yeah, I think I did one after the tournament. But even that one was like last location. It was just like, dude, come on. But yeah.
Yeah, and I feel similarly. I'm not sure I've played maybe one race that wasn't a tournament match since the tournament started. Although I've been doing a bunch of multi-world. Good game again to sonicam, and thank you to Jay Coper and Recidador again for the commentary, and thanks to Void for the restream.
Yeah, I guess I'll wrap things up here. I was expecting more, but if that's all, then that's all. As far as matches are concerned, we have one in later on today in about 3 hours. Less than 3 hours, which is Hitsuyan versus Freddy, and then we have one an hour later, which is Bonta versus Frostbite. So that will be some fun matches to watch. Hopefully, I think we have the people. Yep, we have perfect amounts for those, so those are gonna definitely be happening. So tune in for that later on if you want to see some more Link to the Past Cross Keys matches. Other than that, thank you everyone for watching, and see you guys later.
Thanks. See you later.